to get a pail for this project that I'm doing on my hair. So I'm at the Home Depot now. They have two pails. They have the regular orange Home Depot pail, but I want to be able to see the black in the pail that I'm using. So I'm actually gonna get this HDH brand pail if I can get it out. This is a 5 gallon. Ideally I want it clear, but this is the closest to clear I can get. This pail is $5.98, only $6. And if I do it right, I'm definitely gonna be able to fit all my locks in here. I know I could get like maybe an inflatable shampoo bed and all of that, but y'all know I'm lazy and locked. So I'm just gonna get this pail. And now I'm gonna also get a mixing stick. I see the mixing sticks over here. They have these for $168. So I'm gonna use this to mix what I need to mix. So altogether like $12 to get what I need to get done. And I wanna see, I think that's all I need. Yep, that's all I need. So let's get this stuff and check out. So I just left the Home Depot. I got my pail, I got a mixing stick, and I also got a lid for the bucket. Altogether, I would say that the mixing items didn't cost any more than about 13 bucks.
Welcome to the Lazy and Loc channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're a returning subscriber as usual, thank you for your subscription and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be bucket dyeing my locks with 2 different types of products. And I'm going to show y'all everything that's going on. And I'm hoping to show y'all the results in this video. If not, I'll do a follow-up video to let you all know how it truly turned out. But today is all about getting these locks dyed. So a little bit of a background story. My locks are very long at this point. I have past waist length locks. My locks is touching pretty much the middle of my buttocks. And the problem that I run into anytime I color my hair at home, first of all, if I'm doing box dye color, I at least need about 8 boxes to know that I'm really getting the true saturation that I need. So 8 boxes, actually I'll say 6. I'll say 6 because usually I leave 2 behind, but anytime I'm thinking about dyeing my hair, permanently dyeing it, I always get 8 boxes. And even with that, I still miss some areas on my locks. And what I notice happens is I get all of this up here, and then once you start getting down here, you start to get that ombre effect because now everything down here is not dyed. So I'm actually going to be experimenting with this to see if it works, where I'm going to be bucket dyeing my locks and soaking my locks in this color to see if this will allow the color to actually saturate through and also eliminate this ombre effect. The ombre effect is beautiful. To be honest, I don't mind it. This is really more of an experiment just to see how it works. But I'm also doing this as well because I used to use crazy glue to retwist my Microlocs. And around this area of my locks, just around here, I have remnants of some crazy glue on my locks. Now, of course, I could go through and pick everything out. Ideally, I can do that, but I usually like to keep it in because I also have my own brand and I like to show the difference between what it would look like if you do use crazy glue versus what it would look like if you use my product, which is a lock bonding adhesive agent that I patent pended and trademarked specifically for Microlocs maintenance and repairs. So today we're gonna be experimenting with this. So as y'all saw in the other clips, I kind of showed y'all what I got. I tried to make this as simple as possible, and I like very low maintenance things. So this is kind of what I picked up to get the process started. So y'all already probably saw this from previous clips. 5 gallon paint bucket. It do have some markers on it. At first, I wanted to fill up the water and put the dye directly in the bucket, but I had to makeshift it, especially since now I'm gonna be doing this in a hotel, so I wanna make things a little less messy. So we have the bucket. We also have the mixing stick that you probably saw from previous clip, where I'm gonna be mixing the dye in the bucket. Now, since I'm not going to be putting the dye directly in the bucket, I have 2 clear trash bags. These are 30-gallon trash bags. So I'm gonna be using these kind of like a liner. And I wanted to make sure that it could, I wanted to make sure that it could fit the length of my locks. So if I was to put it up here, really I just need the dye to get right up here. So I have plenty of room to have that dye soak it. So I have 2 of these. And then I also have my coloring, which is the most important thing. So for this project on my locks, I'm gonna be using 2 different brands. I'm gonna be using Bijeen. This is a no ammonia, you just mix it with water, which is what I wanted, because when I was thinking about this, I was like, how am I gonna do this? Am I just gonna mix the box dyes up and just put it in water? But I was like, no, that might not be the best thing because the way that the cream has to mix. So I wanted a permanent powder that is permanent with just mixing water, and this was perfect. So this is a permanent powder hair color. You just add water, and I think that this is probably the best product on the market that really is gonna fit what I'm trying to do. So I have 2 different colors. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I bought 10 boxes of this. I have 5 of the Oriental Black, color 59. And then I have 5 of the Black Brown, 58. So these are the 2 colors that I have. I'm gonna split it up with 3 Oriental Blacks and 2 Black Browns. So I'm gonna use 5 boxes to start. And then I'll see how the saturation goes. The other product that I'm gonna use, of course, is my UV Loc by Loc'D Autonomy hair dye shampoo. Now, I'm not just saying this because it's my product, but this shampoo gives really good coverage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to apply the hair dye shampoo on this section of my locks, right? So this section, this portion all around, I'm just gonna use it just as a refresher because I do wanna wash my hair. I'm gonna just use my shampoo. So I'm gonna use this, and then as that's sitting in, you only need to really sit this in for 15 minutes. But as it's sitting, then I'm going to soak my locks in the hair dye solution that I make. At the end of it all, hopefully, once we wash everything out, everything will be one good color. And of course, I have my gloves here that I'm gonna be using to do this whole process. You also get these in your package. Once you buy your hair dye shampoo, you'll get this in the package as well. So let's start. I have to get the water in this bucket, but thankfully I have the shower here, so I don't have to try to do this in the sink. So all I'm gonna do is I'm going to take one of these bags and I'm gonna line the bucket. So these bags is not the strongest, these clear bags. So I'm actually gonna double line them. That's why I have 2. So here's the bag, double line, and I'm gonna put the plastic bag in. Now when I'm doing this, I wanna make sure that I'm not being too aggressive because I don't wanna make any accidental holes in the bag because this is gonna be holding quite a few gallons of water. So I just wanna make sure that I'm being really gentle as I'm doing this. So you just line it as you're lining like a trash bin with trash cans, such as this. So now, this is where I'm gonna get or start getting my hair dye colors together. I'm gonna open one of these and see what the instructions are. So when you open it, you're gonna get, oh, it's really small. I don't know why I was expecting it to be a bit bigger. It's definitely powder. I don't know why I was expecting it to be bigger than this. But it does come with instructions and of course skin allergy alerts and all of that. I'm not trying to do all of that. I'm just trying to get straight to how you mix it. How to use. It says pour powder into non-metallic bowl. All right, so this is definitely non-metallic. All right, add room temperature water to the measuring tray. So these are the measuring trays that they give you. Pour measured water into non-metal bowl. Mix well to make a smooth, thick consistency. So this is what you're supposed to do, but of course I'm not doing this. I was thinking this product was a lot bigger. I was thinking that this was this size. I didn't think it was this small. So I'm definitely just pouring all of these powders in, and I'm just gonna go for it. So let's pour the 10, let's just pour it in. So we're filling up the bucket now. It's about halfway done. So let's just keep letting that fill up. This is where I filled the water up at. I wanted to give at least some space so that when I do put my locs in, it's not gonna overflow. So this is how black it gets off of just one bottle, which is nothing. It just looks like dirty water. So let me add all of the powders in and see what happens. So it looks like it's a little bit more thicker, which is nice. I still don't think it's gonna come through. I don't think that it's enough, but we'll see. And this is probably where I should just throw the test locs in, but I do gotta get out of here pretty soon, so I'm just gonna go for it. I just figured I'd show y'all real quick what it looks like once you put the hair dye shampoo on. As you can see, you get the full effect of a hair dye. Like, this is what it would look like. I should have actually put some Vaseline on my hairline, because yes, like, you will get the full dark rich black color of this hair dye shampoo. And it's also conditioning as well. So if all else fails, at least I still have my edges and, you know, my roots colored. So this is the setup that worked best. And up here, what's going on is, of course, my UV Loc hair dye shampoo I put first on top. It would just be easier instead of me trying to have to do it at the end. It would just be easier for me to do it this way. So while this is sitting, my locs are soaking. This mixing stick really does help because it allows for me to kind of just like navigate my locs while it's in the water. I think this would have been the easiest way, because if I was to move the bucket from this area, it would be a pain to try to get it back in this washing area. And at first I thought it was bugging to try to even do this in the hotel room, because of course hotel rooms, towels is white, bed sheets is white, so white and black, completely two different dynamics. And I also didn't even bring my own towel, so I'm still gonna try to navigate that part, but I still think it worked out better because the setup is way easier than if I was like in a tub at home, and it's just a little bit more easier for me to just, okay, I'm here, I'm lying back, and then once I'm done, I literally just scoop myself in the shower area. And the way the shower is, it will kind of concentrate all the color in the one area, so I don't have to worry about the splatter or whatnot. So yeah, this I think was the ideal way to do this. However, my checkout is at 11 and it's 10:15. So I have to be able to wash my hair, get it dry, get it to a space where it's not gonna be dripping or anything, plus check out of this room by 11 o'clock. So I'm just gonna relax here for another 10 minutes. I think I've been soaking now for about 20 minutes. So recommended is 30 minutes. I wanted to do 40, but because of time constraints, I'm gonna have to cut it short. So this is what we're doing. Now the next phase is me actually washing everything out. So washing the hair shampoo out and then also washing the color. Interestingly enough, the color got really dark. The water got really, really dark. So I don't know if it's a matter of just allowing the color to work with the water and then it would get darker. But it surprisingly ended up getting really, really, really dark. So I don't know. We might have a success with this. I'm not sure, but let's just see what happens.